Hello, my name's Neil and welcome back to Retro for You. On this week's episode we're going to be looking at one of the computers I picked up last week, and the computer I'm looking at today is a Commodore 128. Now this is a bit of a new machine to me. I've never actually seen one. I never saw them when they first came out. I saw them for sale obviously, but I've never had my hands on one, so this could be quite interesting. While I've got you here, don't forget it's my live stream at the end of the month. It'll be on the 27th on Sunday. I'll put a link down below once I've got one available. Now, I have got a special guest. I've got Glenn from CRG, and I'll put a link down to his channel down below. So, on that note, without further ado, let's crack on and see if we can get this Commodore 128 fixed. This is what I've got. Now this box is absolutely massive. I mean, there's the size of my hands compared to the box. I couldn't believe how actually big this is. Now, according to Captain Commodore, this is the best 8-bit computer ever built. I myself have never used one before, so when I saw this one for sale, I thought, great. So I messaged the guy and we came to a deal, and I went along and picked it up. What a great guy he was as well. We had a good chat about retro computers. But not only this, I picked up an Atari ST, an Amstrad, which I can't wait to do, and an Amiga 600, and they're all in need of repair and restore, etc. So the first one I thought I'd start with was this one here, because it's a bit interesting to me, because I've never actually seen one running. I saw it as a bit of a pointless computer, so to speak, because it came out around the same time as the Amiga, if I remember, and I was thinking, why fetch an 8-bit out when you have the Amiga with superior sound, blitter, etc. But Captain Commodore and 8-bit Retro Refix has nothing but great things to say about these machines. Let's get this open and have a look inside. I'm struggling to hold the box open here, but you can see it's a very yellow keyboard. Really yellow. I've not seen keys this yellow before in a long time. The case itself is quite well, and not that yellow at all. It does have a Commodore 64 128 interface cartridge here for star printers, which looks quite interesting. Under here we have, hopefully, a power supply, because this is one thing I haven't got. I have got another 128 up the attic, but it doesn't have a power supply, so maybe we can test both of these. So yes, we now have a power supply, which itself is in need of a good clean as well, and a good retro bright. So we'll have a look at that. It feels incredibly light, this does, guys. You can see here, the machine itself, like I said, the plastic in quite good condition, but these keys are terrible. So the first thing I'm going to do is to take this case apart. We're going to have a look inside it and see what it's like. I'm going to take all these keys off, ready for a bath and a retro bright, and then we're going to go through testing the power supply, etc., and have a look inside and get it all back together and see if this thing actually works or not. So without further ado, let's crack on and get this thing open. We've got a keyboard connector here to remove, however that is on. We've also got an earth strap there. Keyboard connector and an LED connector there. So there's the main machine. By the looks of this as well, this is acting as a thermal heatsink as well. If you see there, there's thermal paste on each of these, which correspond to all the chips here. Looking at it, it looks quite clean. It looks like it's going to clean off well. So let's just get this out and have a look. It should just pull out now, I think. There you go. Now we can put this case for a good wash in the sink. Well, here it is in all its glory. It's got a date of week, I think 44, 1985. So 1985, I think, was the year these were fetched out. It says here, Commodore 128. It's got the usual Commodore bodge wires running across the board here, and also on the back as well as a couple of bodge wires, like things he forgot to do when he designed the board. What's unusual about this board is it has two processors here. It has the 8502, which I think runs at twice the speed of the Commodore 64. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment down below. And also a Z80, yeah, the famous CPU that's in the Spectrum and the Amstrads, of course. Here we have the ROMs, here we have the I/O chips, and there we have the famous 6581 SID chip. Now under here, see if I can get this off. Yes, I can. This is where all the video display gadget is done. So you got the VIC2 on that side, and you got the VDC on that side. I think this is where they create the composite signal, etc. Here we have the memory here, the 128K of memory. Now the board itself looks very good. It looks like it just needs a jolly good dust off. So what we're going to do, we're just going to give it a clean off. Going to clean all these hairs and stuff off. We're going to give these contacts a clean with some IPA. I have noticed there is a unpopulated socket there, U36. If anybody knows what that's for, then let me know. Is it for different OS? Because I think you can boot these, is it gem, off an OS. I might be wrong, I might be right. Just let me know, please. Drop me a comment down below. Now we switched to microscope because I noticed some like black gloopy stuff here. So we're just going to spray some IPA on that. I'm going to see if that will clean off. Which it has. So that's about it. That's all I'm going to do with this board. It doesn't look as if there's any damage. There's some black goo underneath. That was it. I think next thing we're going to do is we're going to have a look at that orange keyboard and see if we can sort it out and correct it and get it back to near enough the right colour. So the yellow keyboard is fastened in with these screws here, and it has these weird washers down here that I have to make sure I don't lose. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get my keyboard puller. I'm not going to bother with the grey ones. Well, I'm going to pour more, but we're going to clean them all in the ultrasonic bath. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to get my tub, because there's bound to be springs, etc. And we're just going to pull these off, because first we're going to put them in the ultrasonic bath, and then later we're going to put these in some hydrogen peroxide and hopefully return them back to a usable colour, because at the moment they're very bad. That's all the keys off. Look how bad these are. These are bright orange, and you can see there's a fair amount of dust and glue that needs cleaning off that keyboard.
One week later.
Hi and happy Easter everybody. It's now Sunday. I've been on this now for over a week. It was due to be released last week, but unfortunately due to unforeseen circumstances with this goddamn keyboard, I'm still at it now. Now the main problem I've had is with these plungers along the top, the blue ones. Now for some reason Commodore in their wisdom decided to put different plungers in the function keys than they do on the keys down here. Now it's a Mitsumi keyboard. I thought I'll pull one out with Amiga 1200. So here's the one out of the Amiga 1200, and guess what? It only fits the normal keys down there. It doesn't fit the function keys, so that was at a loss. And trying to get parts of these things is like rocking horse poop. They're so hard to find. It's unbelievable. So I've had to get the other one up the attic and strip that keyboard down and salvage some of these blue parts out of it. Now what happens to them, I think they get very brittle and they just break. Now it always seems to be the function key ones for some reason. They are slightly different design. They've got the square all the way to the top where the other ones have a hole. So I think the square itself is a bit weaker and stresses and cracks around the edge. I'm at the point now where we're going to put this together. So hopefully we'll soon have this working and the video out for Easter Monday. Bear with me guys, I'm getting there. Let's crack on. So onto the power supply. Now again, it's quite grubby. The first thing I always do is check the plugs, because back in the day people used to put all sorts of things in these, like 13 amp fuses, bits of tin foil. So it's always good to just double check that everything is good in here. So let's just get this open and have a look inside. Straight away, 3 amp fuse, which is brilliant. Also just check that these are tight as well, which they are, and also that this here that stops the cable from pulling is also very tight, which it is. So we can put that back together. We will give it a clean off. It is rather grubby. And what we'll do next is we'll just open this power supply up and we'll have a look inside, strip the plastic off and go give it a bath. So there's just 4 screws in these underneath. Okay, so that's a no-go with that screwdriver. Take 2, bigger screwdriver. Yeah, I heard them crack then. Do you know what? I've just realised something. I think this power supply that's come with this, that's for an A500. It says on there DSP A500, and I think also the Commodore power supplies, they don't have the switch here, do they? They're for the Commodore 128s. So I think I'm still without a power supply, guys. Now it's a good job. I've just noticed these voltages. It's 12 volt and also 5 volt and negative 12. Yeah, this is definitely an Amiga power supply. We should have, I think, 9 volt. Now I have got a good Commodore 64 power supply made. So I think what I'm going to have to do is we'll just take this apart anyway. Looks like this is the wrong power supply, unfortunately, guys. It's a good job I didn't plug it in, wasn't it? This is why it's always good to check these things. So yes, this is the Commodore Amiga power supply, unfortunately. Now, it's no use to me at the moment. I can use it in the A600 build, which is great, but at the moment we won't be able to test the 128. So for this video now, I think what I'm going to have to do is just get it cleaned, get it built back up, get the adapter ordered, and next video we'll look at both of them because I've got another one as well to look at. So we'll see where we go from there. Unfortunately, guys, that's it. I presume this was the correct power supply as it came in the 128 box. This is why it's always good to check these things, because I've always got the same plug on the end. It's got totally the wrong voltage, and this could have just totally smoked that Commodore 128. I hope it hasn't been plugged in before and tried with this, because that would not have done it any good. So what we'll do, we'll carry on cleaning it up and look for any damage, etc., and just hope things are good, and I get that ordered today. So here's the case. It's nice and clean and ready. It's unfortunate I can't actually get round to testing this time. I've done a hell of a lot of work on it and everything's been against me with this machine, but I've persevered, and hopefully I'll get this video out by Easter Monday. Like I say, it's still Easter Sunday. I'm still working on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it together. Unfortunately, I can't test it until we get the power supply, but that will be another video. We'll have some fun with these machines because I've got the one to look at as well. So here's the keyboard. You can see now it's a massive difference. It's been fully cleaned, ultrasonically cleaned, and also retrobrated in hydrogen peroxide. And it took 4 days for these keys to go to that colour. I've never had any keys orange like that, and I'm really happy with the results. So happy. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this back together and just see how it looks. Unfortunately, that's as far as we can get now, but you can see what a massive difference it looks like. I'll put a picture up now of how we started and how we look now, just so you can see the transformation. I'm really happy with this. I can't wait to try it. Let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope it's gonna work. We just need to wait now for the power supply, then I'll do another video and we'll show this thing working and see what it's like, and we'll just have a play with it one as well. So on that note, I shall see you in the outro. Well, what a week. Well, what a couple of weeks. And happy Easter, everybody. Now, I've actually managed to finish this video. It wasn't how I wanted it to, but as you know, with these things, with retro repairs, you never know what's going to go on. It's the same with the power supply. I did not expect that. I did not expect that with the keyboard. This should have been quite a quick turnaround job, but it turned out to be 2 weeks long. Now I have had an Apple arrive for repair, which is an Apple Mac Classic. I think it's a US spec one, so it's a 120 volt one. So it does have an adapter with it, so that should be good and should make an interesting video. I also have an Amiga 500 Plus, which I am repairing at the moment. Well, it's just a main board, but I am actually getting somewhere with that. So look out for the video on that. Whilst I've got you here, don't forget again the live stream with 8-Bit Retro Refix, Captain Commodore, Josib Retrobits and myself, and our special guest Glenn from CRG will be there as well, and that's on the 27th, and it's on my channel, so check out for a link down below later on in this week. Also check out their YouTube channels down below, there'll be links down there. They all do great things. If you're new here, then please give me a like. Also don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done already. Thank you again to my paying members. It's only 99p a week and it helps towards running the channel. Also, don't forget, drop a comment down below, even if it's hello. And on that note, I shall see you next time on Retro for You. See you soon, guys. Bye.